Hey everybody, welcome to day 6. At this point it's kind of a hit and miss thing, trying to get it a little bit more consistent, but it's also making me paint more, so it's doing what it's supposed to. So, a while ago, I started drawing out these ginkgo leaves, and I finally just finished doing the hatching, the shading on them, and so I am ready to paint them. I've been waiting to do this for a while, so I am excited. Not really sure which brush I want. That's why I brought the whole jar out. Use our trusty Princeton Velvetouch, round 4. And I got 2 new colors recently, and so I'm going to try them out. This is Olive Green by Winsor Newton Professional, and Transparent Orange, I believe is what it's called, by Winsor Newton Professional, and then I'm also going to use my Indian Yellow by Daniel Smith. So with these, I just keep it really simple. I try to keep it wet on dry, because if not, I'll just saturate the whole thing. And then just let it do what it's going to do. Just let it play. It's actually funny because when I first saw these leaves, I think I saw an artist drawing them or painting them, and I wasn't sure if they were actually real. I wasn't sure if like someone had just been like, oh, that's a cool leaf shape, I'm just going to make it up. And then when we got to Virginia, my brother's church actually has one in their parking lot. And so I've gotten to go play with them and press some, and they're really cool. And they turn like the brightest shade of yellow. I don't actually know if they come in orange, but I wanted to use my orange, and so I'm using my artistic license, and we're using orange. I love it how the Indian Yellow pushes the other colors. I'm planning to do a background, just not right now, so I'm not really worried too much if it gets outside the lines. I actually spent months picking out this orange because I wanted a transparent, non-granulating, bright orange, and I was having a hard time finding that. And I finally found this one, and they sold it at the store at the Michael's that's near me. And so whenever I saw that, I was like, think about it for a little bit and look at some other ones. And then I finally went back and got it after like 3 months of looking at it. And I'd been looking at this olive green for a while too. I decided to go ahead and get it because I wanted something a little bit different than my sap green, but not too crazy different. I've also been trying to play with other brands of paint because I kind of decided that I liked Daniel Smith and then just stayed with it. But there's a lot of other good colors out there, so. I don't know if it's the paint or if it's the paper, because I think it's the paper, because I've used this Indian yellow before, but everything feels very dull today. And this is not my favorite paper. I'm just trying to finish using out this sketchbook. And I do not know how to pronounce the name, so I'll just find it and put it in the description because I do not want to try to do that right now. It's like some German name, I think. One of the things I really like about sketchbooks is it kind of takes the pressure off because you can't really, like, I mean, I guess you could take it out and hang it up on your wall or something, but most of the time when it's in a sketchbook, it's going to stay in the sketchbook. And so it just takes some of the pressure off of it has to look perfect. Everything has to stay perfectly flat and it all has to look good. It just allows you to play a little bit more. It gives you a little bit more freedom. The thing I don't like about sketchbooks is once you put it in there, even if it turns out really good, it's kind of just going to stay in there because you don't want to just like mess up the whole sketchbook trying to take one out. So unless you can find a way to scan it or do something like that, it kind of just stays there. So the good thing about it is also the bad thing about it. But there's also something really satisfying about flipping through the sketchbook and seeing all of your past works and seeing how far you've come or how they've come together, or see if there's a theme. And I'm going to go back and do the stems with a thin brush later. I don't want to try to get in there with this thick brush. I always do this. I end up going to the right too fast, and then I'm going to stick my hand in wet paint to get to the left. But I want to see how this olive green compares to my sap green. Which clearly needs to be refilled. Oh yeah, that's very different. It's actually kind of crazy how much brighter that one is. you see the Indian yellow push that? That was crazy. Also, I am not one of those artists that dislikes blooms. If blooms happen, most of the time I am totally okay with it. There are times that it kind of drives me nuts, but only if it's like a super detailed piece or something like that. Especially lately, I've been kind of just embracing them and letting them happen, or even making them happen, just because I like the way they look. Okay, 2 more. Okay, now I just have to do the stems. And the background, I'm thinking I will do a, like a wood grain pattern, but that'll be another day. I also think I need to move my light to the other side because my hand is casting a shadow and it's making it really hard to see. Yep, that missed a lot. Okay. I'm gonna try to mop this up just a tiny bit, just because it looks like it's gonna cause a problem. Oh, yep, see, like that. It's okay, it should blend into the background. Cool. Well, I'll do the background on another day, and hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Tell me if you have any ideas of what you'd like to see, what you think of the ginkgo leaves, and enjoy the journey. Bye.